Hi guys, welcome to Money by Sunny. There's no doubt that the 2020s are tough. Many people worldwide are struggling to get by, and many may be wondering if they're truly part of the prosperity minority or the poverty majority. Let's not even talk about the impact that the pandemic has had and continues to have on our lives and our finances. If you look beyond the doom and gloom, however, you could find that you're more financially secure than you think. These 8 signs will help you determine whether you're wealthier than you give yourself credit for. Sign number 1. You don't carry a balance on your credit card. If you don't carry a balance on your credit card from one month to the next, it's a sign that you're doing pretty well financially. In fact, you're doing better than more than half of the US population that holds a credit card. More than 50% of cardholders are revolvers, which means that they pay some amount below their full card balance. Not carrying a balance means you're able to pay off your entire balance in full every month, which means you have enough money to cover your expenses. In credit card parlance, this makes you a transactor. Banks aren't very fond of transactors as they don't make much money from them. Revolvers are a lot more lucrative to banks as they can earn that sky-high interest. But as a consumer, becoming a consistent transactor is definitely the way to go. Not carrying a balance means you're not paying interest on your purchases, which will save you money in the long run. Many financially prudent people choose to pay in full because they don't want to deal with the stress and hassle that comes with debt. Also, by not carrying a balance, you have more money available to invest or use in other ways. Sign number 2. You don't have an auto loan. You may not feel like you're rich, but if you don't have an auto loan, you are in fact richer than most. The total amount of auto loans outstanding worldwide was about $1.3 trillion in 2019 and is expected to almost double by 2027. So count yourself fortunate if you're not part of this statistic. As we've talked about in several other videos, auto loans are one of the worst types of debt you can have, as it is used to finance a depreciating asset, which is your car. In some cases, after some time, your car may even be of lower value than your loan. This is called negative equity and is a definite no-no from a financial perspective. In this example, if you were to sell your car, you'd actually have to top up some cash to pay off your loan. If at all possible, it's always good to look for a lower-priced car and pay in cash. So, not having an auto loan is a sign that you have your finances in order, and that you're doing better than most people. Sign number 3. You have health insurance. A lot of people in the world don't have any kind of insurance, whether it's health, life, auto, or home insurance. If you have insurance to protect yourself and your loved ones from illness or health issues, you can count yourself financially better off. Insurance in general is a way of safeguarding yourself and even your assets from unexpected events. If you have insurance, it means that you are prepared for the worst and that you have the resources to pay for it. As such, you can think of health insurance as a sign of responsibility and wealth. You hope you never have to use it, but all it takes is one freak accident or an act of God to seriously derail your life. Not to mention sap your hard-earned cash. Being insured gives you peace of mind of knowing that you and your family are taken care of in the case of an emergency. So even if you don't feel like you're rich, at least you can rest assured knowing that you're not doing too badly. Sign number 4. You have an emergency fund. Emergency funds are important because they give you a cushion to fall back on when unexpected expenses pop up. This is usually in the form of around 6 months' worth of living expenses in cash or liquid, safe investments. Everyone's definition of an emergency is different, but most people agree that an emergency fund is something that needs to be built right away and cannot be put off. Similar to insurance, this is a safety net that you can fall back on in case of untoward incidents. Things like home or car repairs can pop up without warning and can often require a decent chunk of change to fix. Some people like to keep their emergency fund in a savings account so they can earn interest on it. Others like to keep it in a checking account so they can easily access it when they need it. but no matter where you keep your emergency fund, just having one is a sign that you are prepared for the unexpected and are doing well in managing your finances. Sign number 5. You're able to invest in assets such as property or stocks. If you're able to set aside money to invest in appreciating assets such as property or equities, it's a sign that you're financially better off than you give yourself credit for. These types of investments often have minimum investment amounts, so it's a good indication that you have the requisite cash flow or financial means to do so. Real estate, for example, usually requires a down payment, which can be 10% of the property value or even more. Having the means to invest in growing assets also shows that you're savvy with your money and are able to make wise investments that will pay off in the long run. It's a fact that in order to grow wealth and build riches, it's important to invest in assets that will appreciate in value over and above the rate of inflation. So, while you may feel that you're just scraping by in the present, having these assets is a sign that financial freedom could be shining bright in your future. Sign number 6. You're able to travel regularly. You don't have to be super wealthy to travel for enjoyment, but it does take some money. If you can afford to travel multiple times a year, it means you're doing well financially and have the disposable income to spend on leisure activities. Travel is a luxury that not everyone can afford, so if you can afford to jet off on holidays regularly, it's a clear sign that you're doing well. Whether you're taking weekend trips or longer vacations, being able to pick up and go off on a holiday is a sign that you've got a decent level of financial resources. It's something that many people strive for. Of course, travel can also be a status symbol. So if you are able to do it regularly, it could be a signal that you are perceived as being successful and wealthy. So enjoy your ability to travel and rest assured, knowing that it's a marker of your success. Sign number 7. You don't check your bank balance often. You may not realize it, but if you don't check your bank balance often, you're probably doing pretty well financially. Checking your balance very frequently is a sign of a stretched wallet or tight finances. This is because you tend to be worried about every penny that's coming in and going out, which can lead to a lot of stress. If you're not constantly looking at your account, it's likely that you have a good handle on your finances and can afford to live comfortably. It can also help you to avoid making impulsive or unnecessary purchases. So the next time you're feeling like you don't have as much riches as you should, take a step back and relax. There's a good chance that you're doing better than you think. Sign number 8. You give generously. You may not have a ton of money in the bank, but if you're the kind of person who is always giving to others, you're more well off than you think you are. Let's remember that money isn't the only thing that makes a person wealthy. Generosity is ultimately a sign of wealth because it shows that you have something to give. It's always great when you are able to help those who are less fortunate than you are. As if that wasn't enough, generous people are typically happier and more fulfilled than those who are stingy. Generous people also tend to have more friends and stronger relationships. And when you give of your time, your talents, or your resources, you are showing that you have something to offer the world. That makes you a wealthy person every day of the week, even if your bank account may not have as many zeros as you'd like. There you have it. The next time you feel like you're not doing as well as you should be, don't beat yourself up. You're probably richer than you think. If you like this video, please do subscribe and leave us a like or a comment. See you next time on Money by Sunny.